If I follow a fatwa that says movies and cartoons are haram, this goes back to, anyway, can I still play video games? Why? I get a lot of video game questions. Uh, uh, like video games are not the same category of movies. I don't know who says that, all movies and cartoons are haram, but if they do, they put video games in there as well. Rather, it comes down to our times are different, and like all times have been different to the previous times. If you look at the fuqaha, they will say that the standard of, for example, earning a halal income, it's did you say ensure your income is halal, actively engaged in riba, and you're all right. Whereas if you buy and sell from something from someone who deals in riba and whatever, can you buy it off the, the fuqaha was stricter, and then times got more difficult, so the rulings, were adapted. So we're not saying something that's haram is halal, no. But rather, like in our times, what I found from speaking to a number of people, and video games, have their place, especially for children, and even in the case of adults. I know people who have mental health issues, right? And it helps them. It helps them focus. It helps them ground themselves, which is a type of therapy, somatic experiencing SE, and they use practices to make a person feel present in his body, feel present in the moment, and that's a means of healing. This can happen like that. So, as long as it's not, you're not watching something, explicitly haram, like nudity or something like this, or other inappropriate. And I believe there are games like this that do have like sexual activities or something displayed. If that sort of game is not going to be permissible, right? Another game where it's just you, just whether it's hitting something or shooting something or whatever, playing. If it's done in moderation, if your obligations are not neglected, you pray your 5 prayers, the content is halal, and your family and social responsibilities are being fulfilled, then something of gaming in order to bring relief to yourself from the stress of daily life or whatever, then in moderation, yeah, it's fine. Depending on the content, if the content's haram, then obviously, that's a different story, right? But it's very useful for children as well. A lot of times you see parents, they'll say to their kids, here, go, and they'll give them a screen, a tablet or whatever, and say, here, go watch what you want on Netflix and the children's section. And then, as we've seen all sorts, I remember seeing a video, an article on what was it, Fireman's Son or whatever. Yeah, I don't know if that's a cartoon. There's something about a fireman, and the guy's walking, someone's walking, and he trips up and he drops all these documents, and this page is falling on the floor, and then they found out it was actually text. The page actually had text of the Quran on. And this is what, it's just someone who's got an axe to grind. He's got a vendetta against Islam. Why do you have to go stick that inside a cartoon? And obviously you're watching it and you can actually notice. And kids, it's a subliminal thing. It does affect people, right? Or, the kids, impressionable people can be affected. Or they'll just let the kids just watch anything, and then moral standards or something with, an Islamic elements is presented to young children, and it affects them. And the parents don't know because they think, oh, it's innocent, it's just going to be for kids. But there are people out there with agendas. So whereas if you have a game, the content of the game, what's the most they're going to do? They're going to go around jumping on this and doing this or whatever. And, the content is limited in its scope as opposed to watching TV, right? And there are other skills, someone that says, what's it called? It fries your brain, or, whatever, you don't perform well academically. It's rubbish. I used to play games as a kid, and, alhamdulillah, I did well in school. So no, right? So it's not that. So focus on the content. If the content is going to be something haram, stay away.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله